Okay.
Hello everyone, welcome to Metal One Designs headquarters, and we're here for another episode of Beyond the NFT. My name is Sinful, and I am your host for tonight's show. Just want to take a moment to thank every one of you for being here, and also give some love to Mr. J Stick and Meta Tribe Plaza for allowing us to host this event here on this amazing build. Make sure to explore all around. Make sure to also test out all the cool features that Meta One Designs headquarters has to offer. Big love to everyone once again. It's very special, you know, every Monday just being here amongst friends. Big shout out to Derek over here catching butterflies right next to me with his Mew aura. And we have Flare Enigma. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I believe this might be like the second or third week I've seen you at Beyond the NFT. Really happy to have you here. We got Jim Cedric. I know you mentioned something that the stream was muted. If you can hear us now, please confirm. Welcome, Manadi. We have Kanessa. Very, very nice to see you, Kanessa. Welcome, old guy. Agnes, Hugh Pow in the building. We have Meta Luke. Riskin is also over there lounging. Bitfiend is chilling. He's still got his MoFi Monday drip on. Hello, Metal Wolf, Mean Green Doge, Toxic Waifu, and of course we have Tangy on parcel. Thank you all for being here. Before we begin, I would like to just shout out our sponsors, Bucktown MMA, and here, just have a look at this video. It's a word from our sponsors, everyone.
What's up, Bucktown fam? This is Coach P, and today I'm really excited to walk you through how easy it is to support our mission. So simple that you can make a difference right here on our website. So first, what I want you to do is go to bucktown.org. On the top, I want you to click the donate button. This button's gonna take you directly to our donation page where you can choose how you would like to contribute to our social cause. You can select a specific amount or even a custom one that you're comfortable with. Every bit helps to help these kids become empowered, as well as help build a strong community. Now consider becoming a recurring donor. by selecting the monthly donation option. It's a great way to offer continuous support throughout the year, and you can stop that recurring payment anytime. So from here, all you have to do is fill out all the payment information, and you are all set. After completing your donation, check your email, because you're going to get a confirmation as a thank you for your generosity. Thanks to your support, we can continue to grow, reach more communities, and help change lives. So please take a second to join us, because we are stronger together. And if you feel someone else may be interested in supporting Bucktown, please feel free to share this with anyone you want on any social media platform, emails, or even in person. My name's Coach Pete. Thank you so much from Bucktown. We'll see you guys soon.
And we are back from our ad break. I hope everyone enjoyed the Bucktown MMA ad break. If you ever would like to donate to Bucktown, just head over to bucktownmma.org/fundraiser, and yeah, you can pick up an NFT or even some apparel. I'm thinking about picking up a hoodie myself. And now, without further delay, I would like to introduce our guest. He is a fellow CBD admin. He is an educator and as well as a Decentraland. Let's give a warm welcome to our friend AwedJob.
Hi, I'm happy to be here. How are you, Sinful?
I'm doing good. I was excited for today's show. You know, I'm always happy to chat with you. You know, I'm always comfortable to be here with AwedJob.
Oh yeah, it's always a good time. Like even if it's on, not even on Beyond the NFT, it's just nice to hang out and chat with you here on Discord or in person.
Mm-hmm.
Having a drink.
I got my coffee over here, and I'm ready to go.
I got my water. I've already had my caffeine, so I'm still switching over to summer mode. Usually I'd be going to bed in about 2 hours, but I'm ready to be up all night. And no matter how long we go tonight, I'm ready.
Hopefully I won't keep you up too long. So you just mentioned you know, you're switching into summer hours. The school year is over. How are you feeling? Are you having trouble sleeping in the mornings and stuff?
Not really, not anymore. Let's see. Today I think I slept till 7, which was, you know, usually I wake up at 5, so I got an extra 2 hours of sleep today. No, I felt good. And I've been running more, so usually I'm physically tired, so I get nice deep sleep when I'm exercising. So yeah.
That's good. Always good to mix in some exercise. I've been also like kind of taking more walks and kind of jogging a little more, and I find that I don't need to take that like midday nap anymore or like get groggy in the middle of the day. It all happens at night later on, all at once.
Yeah, I'm an expert napper. I can sleep just about anywhere at any time. I did the Ragnar race, which is a relay. It's like 200 and something miles, and 12 people run it. Anyway, it happens over like 24 hours, and there's a picture from my running crew that I ran Ragnar with, and I'm sleeping on the asphalt, like whatever the whatever that thing is, the curb, not the curb, but whatever, on the side of the road, right? There's the road, and then there's the thing on the side. What is that called?
I mean,
anyway,
sidewalk?
I'm sleeping there. What's that?
The sidewalk? Or
No, it's not a sidewalk. It's like there's the yellow line, and it's on the other side of the yellow line. The breakdown lane.
Is it
That's what it is.
Breakdown lane, or sometimes there are even like bike lanes as well?
Yeah. I'm asleep on the breakdown lane, with like my hat over my eyes, and I've just got my legs crossed, and I've got my hands over my and I slept for like an hour. I could sleep anywhere.
Oh lordy, oh lordy. Well, were there cars driving by and stuff like that, giving you some air?
No, so this was on the route,
Okay.
right? So I mean, there were cars driving by, but they had cones or whatever off one lane so people can run. And I was just waiting for my runner to come, give me the baton so I could go. So, when somebody like saw them off in the distance, they just woke me up, and then I like stood up and got the baton and kept going. But yeah, it was just on the side of the road there.
That, that's a funny story. I can only imagine just like a race going on, someone's just chilling, ready for the baton to come through. Now that summer's here, do you have any exciting plans, any trips that you are going to take here shortly in the next couple months?
I do. I do have. I've got one big trip planned in the middle to end of July, actually. July 19th and 20th is DragCon in LA. And CK is going to be an exhibitor there. CK, who did the nail design for RuPaul's Drag Race winner in season 16, Nymphia Wind. They did all of Nymphia's, not all of them, sorry. They did a significant amount of nail designs for Nymphia. And they got accepted as an exhibitor for DragCon LA. And I'm just like, oh my God, can I come? Can I help you do help design the booth, help be a person in the booth to like help people. I've never been to DragCon. I've been going to drag since, I don't know, like for 30 years or whatever, but I've never been to DragCon. So I'm excited to do that. And we were talking earlier today about organizing something to like meet up with the West Coast Decentralites. So this is just general announcement to all the people out on the West Coast or out in that area that the end of July I'm going to be in LA for DragCon. So I think I'm coming out on the 17th, and then I'm not leaving until the 23rd. So I'll be there for a week. And we definitely want to plan. I'd like to plan some get together. So stay tuned for me or CK to connect with you.
Oh man, I mean, we have so many friends on the West Coast, like just even like around the LA area, like alone. There's a potential you can meet Stony or even Rustan out there. Rustan just popped into Metal One Designs headquarters. Welcome, Rustan.
Now let me see. Oh yeah. I'm in rave mode now, so.
Oh, I got into rave mode myself. I had to refresh, so I like took that moment to pull up your current stream actually that you are hosting over on unlonelyapp.app. What could you tell us about Unlonely, and how did you come across this platform?
Here's me on rave mode. I'm gonna turn that off now. So Unlonely is part of the Farcaster ecosystem, and Farcaster is a blockchain-based social network, but it's really a social network protocol, and much like an email has a protocol and anybody can set up their own email server, as long as you follow certain restrictions or requirements in the code, you can spin up your own Farcaster social network. And that's what loads of people have done. So Unlonely is the Web3 blockchain-based version of Twitch and Kick. So I think I started on Sunday or Saturday or something. No, it was Saturday. So I sketched a picture for Billy. I did a profile picture sketch, or a sketch of his profile picture, and I broadcast it live on Unlonely. So Oh my god, I gotta turn that off. I can't even look at that out of the corner of my eye. Oh, okay.
Rave mode.
Yeah, rave mode.
It's bad.
I'm there, but I like can't even watch it. Anyway, so his name is Dan Romero, and he was employee number 20 or 21 from Coinbase, like way back when it first got started. And he left Coinbase at some certain point, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, and he decided to. Thank you. Can you shut my door? Ooh, thank you. Leave her in here. Thank you. All right, so my dinner's here. This is oh wait a minute, that's upside down. This is my burger. It's kind of like Whataburger, but it's Minnesota's version of it. I got a chocolate shake too. So anyway, Unlonely, part of Farcaster. I learned about it through Farcaster. Farcaster is the blockchain Web3 version of Twitter, or whatever microblogging platform, and that's where it started. But there's also Dracula, which is the Web3 blockchain version of TikTok. There's there's so many different things, and we can get into that, but yeah, I'm trying it out. Like the one thing that led me to Decentraland back in 2021 was looking up open source, decentralized versions of software. I was looking into IPFS, which is Interplanetary File System, and that's how, just so you know, if you have an NFT and it's not on Amazon Web Server, AWS, it's on something called IPFS, and that makes it more persistent because it's decentralized, just like everything else that you want to be in blockchain. So, yeah, that's. I think I answered your question.
Yep.
I tend to be long-winded because I'm a teacher, so I end up trying to give all the information that I possibly can.
Of course. I mean, those are like some very good qualities of yours, because I can't tell you how much I've learned from you, just explaining different, like when if it's like Warpcast or degen tipping, like you've explained these things to me to a point where I'm like, okay, now I get it, opposed to like, others just coming in and telling me like, yo, buy degen, it's the future, So those longer responses are appreciated. Just going back like to the year being over and you being on summer break, I had like one last question, if you would be open to answering it. In the past year, you've been teaching a group of young individuals in your classes.
Mm-hmm.
What has been one of the more memorable lessons that they have taught you this year?
Ooh. So, wow. I mean, I can think of a moment where I was really taken aback, and it was about a month ago. So what is that? We're in June, so that would have been May, like the beginning of May. And I started the end of October, so really the beginning of November. So December, January, February, March, April, May. So 6 months into teaching, and I'm trying to. Education is all about, checking for understanding, and you can't really check to see if somebody's understanding something if you don't have a good relationship with that person. You can't really learn from somebody who you hate, or who hates you, or whatever. So this whole time I've been working on trying to establish a relationship. And this, I think, is a really good parallel with what I do everywhere, right? What I've been trying to do in Decentraland, what I've been trying to do here on Farcaster. I'm always trying to create sound relationships. And about a month ago, I'll just use their initials, KJ, who is on the spectrum, has been diagnosed with ADHD, and has also received the classification of EBD, which it's not a medical classification, it's an educational, but it stands for emotional behavior disorder. And that is sort of a umbrella term that encompasses things like ADHD or depression or anxiety or oppositional defiance. There's a whole slew of things that fit into that. So I'm working with KJ, who has somewhere on the autism spectrum and also ADHD. And anytime that I would try to sit down with him and teach him anything or get him to produce work so that I could see, are you paying attention to this lesson? Are you learning anything from what I'm presenting? And oftentimes he'd tell me, shut the fuck up, get out of here.
Oh no.
I mean, I've had 11, 12, 13-year-old kids use the F-bomb so many times. It's like not even shocking anymore. Like somebody will come in, like there'll be a visiting sub, or somebody will be like say my para can't make it there that day, and I have a substitute para, and their eyes get really bright when the kids talk to me like that, and I'm just like, oh dude, that's nothing.
Oh lordy.
Right? Get the fuck out of here, shut the fuck up, I hate you. Or stand up and like working on a puzzle and then just push all the puzzle pieces off or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down next to KJ and we were just doing this one. It was comprehension, right? Like, so I'm reading something or he's reading something and then he has to tell me what he heard or what he learned, just to demonstrate that he's comprehending what's going on, right? So recall comprehension. And I'm like, okay, so what happened in the story? And he's like, I don't know. So I said, well, what if I write it down and you tell me? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, okay, so what's the main idea? And then he told me the main idea. And I said, okay, what's a key action point? And then he told me that. And then I'm like, okay, so what's the theme? And then he told me that, and I wrote it down. And dude, I had tears running down my face because this is the first time in 6 months that this kid let me sit down and talk to him and demonstrate to me that, yeah, in fact, he is listening. He is learning. It's just a lot of the time he's not in the right headspace to be able to relay that information back to me, or he's not in the right emotional space to be calm enough to allow somebody to sit next to him. So yeah, I spent all this time just working on that relationship with him so that I could get that from him. So what that taught me, back to your original question, what's one thing that my students have taught me is, well, patience and just an entirely different kind of valuation, right? So teachers have a tendency to want to quantify everything and get grades out and be like, okay, so you're doing this. Well, in the IEP for my students, for almost every single one of them, an IEP stands for Individualized Education Program. Okay, so that's part of the signification, what puts them in my classroom, in my special education classroom, is they are allowed extra time to complete the work. So there's nothing in any standard that says you have to do this within a certain time period. It's just for expediency to have students be able to, there's formative and summative assessment. Formative is show me what you're learning along the way, and then summative is at the end, show me everything that you've learned. So I've had students that need help with the formative assessments, they can't do it in the classroom because there's too much distraction. So they'll come into my room, and there's like 5 other people in there, and there's like 3 adults in there, and the adults can sit down with them and, calmly go through the material and look for those different access points to receive that information from that student and be able to get it down on paper. They know what's going on. They understand the lesson. It's just being able to get it outside of their brain and onto the piece of paper. They need some additional assistance. And the fact that it doesn't happen in my own timeline and my own expectation, because I'm not a licensed special educator. It's just that there's such a shortage of teachers that they gave me a what's called a variance, so that I do have a license to educate, in Minnesota, but they gave me a variance to be a special ed teacher. So there's your answer.
I have to say, your students are very lucky to have you as their teachers. Like going back, like even thinking back at my time, like in school, like, I mean, I wasn't in the same scenario as your students, but I was going through some dark times, and I may have mistreated my teachers a little more than I should have, because of, just stuff that I was going through personally. But the ones that like did take that time to sit down with me, like even, establish that connection and relationship with me and understand what was going on. Those are the teachers that, like, to this day, I remember, and I wish I could, like, contact them one day.
Well, let's do something right now, Sinful. What's the name of one of those teachers?
Well, there was Miss Ridley, Mr. Fry. Mr. Fry was actually a memorable one.
Okay. So, let's just pretend that I'm Mr. Fry. What would you like to say to me? What would you like to say to Mr. Fry after all these years?
Well, I mean, Mr. Fry was my my math teacher for about like 3 out of the 4 years in high school. Just like every time I leveled up, he just seemed to be teaching that, and I seemed to have him. So in a way, he saw me from going from, a freshman that kind of didn't have a worry in the world, just wild, to kind of my my junior year, where like I kind of came into school from like a rough summer. I can share the story. My sophomore year, my sophomore year, I witnessed one of my friends stab another one of my friends to death, and that kind of like just threw me in this spiral where, like, everyone wanted to talk about it and I didn't want to talk about it. So so I started getting like rough around the edges, kind of creating these barriers around me. I'd take a pillow to his class and just pass the fuck out, even though like he was like the toughest teacher there was and would not allow that. But for some reason, he let me get away with it a couple times. So, I mean, definitely I would thank Mr. Fry for putting up with my bullshit, like for those 3 years, mainly the last 2. And yeah, like, always thank you for always like taking that time to kind of sit down with me, get to know the scenario, but not in a way like without even addressing what was going on.
Well, Sinful.
Yeah.
I just want to say I really appreciated having you in my class, and I knew you were there among, I would say, maybe unfortunate circumstances. However, you kept showing up, and I appreciate that. And I knew that once you were able to, work through that and find your peace, that you would gain some benefit from my class. And I wouldn't have been able to teach you if you weren't there. So even if you came and you slept, you were there. So I appreciate you showing up. And, it was such a small, minor thing to allow you to sleep in my class, allow you to recover, because you definitely needed it, right? And as an educator, it's my job to provide a comfortable environment for you to be able to learn. Because if you don't have that, then you can't learn. So thank you so much for being my student. And I'm really proud of the man you've become.
Now, thank you, AwedJob, or thank you, Mr. Fry. No,
Absolutely.
It's something that I definitely don't talk about much, but anytime I can, like, I do try to talk about it. Like, bullying is something that's real, if you ever notice anyone getting bullied, like, definitely, if you can stand in between it, do it, because you never know. You never know. Okay.
Yeah, if I go quiet, it's because I'm
Num 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 num.
on my burger and my fries.
Your what a burger. What, anything special on the burger? Peanut butter, donut?
No, it's a California burger, so
Ooh. Avocado.
I like raw onions on my burger.
Num.
There's tomato, there's lettuce, there's a little mayonnaise, and then cheddar cheese,
Nice.
and then just straight up, fries. But they do have sweet potato fries, which are awesome. It's just that they get cold quicker for whatever reason. And then when they're cold, they're just no good. So that's why I got regular fries today.
Yeah, I also feel that about like sweet potato fries. They come out like scorching hot, but then they like lose it all quickly.
They get soggy really quick. Yeah.
Exactly.
So if I'm not right there at the burger place, then I don't order them. So Griffin, my son, went to go get it and brought it back. So these guys hold their flavor a lot better.
Shout out to
So if
Griffin.
you're ever in Minnesota, there's like 6 different locations. Go to My Burger. They're new sponsor for Mew.
Let's hit them up. Be like, hey, we have an opportunity for you to sponsor a show that reaches a potential worldwide crowd. Attract them to Minnesota.
38 users. I mean,
At
who
least.
would say no to that?
At least 30. So we got into kind of the Unlonely. We were showing off your stream. I wanted to chat a little bit about like your streams. Like, what content do you like to stream whenever you go live on either Kick or even now Unlonely.app?
So it's still really oriented towards FAFO, which is fuck around and find out, because I'm always trying to find out new things. So like the whole profile picture sketches that I'm doing, I did the one of Billy, just a couple of days ago, and then today I did one of a kid called Beast. So that was for a couple of reasons. One was to figure out how to stream on Unlonely, and then I cut that together. I did a time lapse of that, and I cut that together and I posted that to Dracula. So that, remember, that's the TikTok. That's the open source blockchain version of TikTok. So I posted that there. Every time you post something on Dracula, you get like 5,000 blood.
Yeah, I've been like telling people, give me your blood.
Yes, you get little droplets of blood, and then I can spend those. I can give those to other people, but I can also buy, like your token, or the token of somebody else. Oh yeah, there's the sketch. Okay, so that's the sketch that I did today. Okay, so it was to, excuse me, stream that on Unlonely. Then to tomorrow I'll be posting a time lapse of that onto Dracula. But the image itself right now is it's posted on Farcaster, and I'm using something called Tip to Mint. And if you were a part of the CBD discussion this past weekend, this past Saturday, I was talking to you and to Pixelia and to some other people about how easy it is to exchange crypto for services and for items like NFTs or songs or whatever on Farcaster. So, yep, there's the one for Billy. So this is the first one that I did. And basically what it means, tip to mint, is if you tip me the amount of cryptocurrency that I specify, then you're already entered on a list. You're basically creating an allow list. And the amazing thing is that you do not have to have your wallet attached. Like, you don't have to go into your ledger or anything like that. It's I don't know how it works, but my wallet address is like recorded within the Farcaster ecosystem, and then the degen cryptocurrency is, I don't know if it's like a custodial wallet, or I don't know how they do the accounting, but I get an allowance every single day, and that's based on my interactivity on the platform. So the more active I am, the more allowance I get. And somebody asked, Jace K he's one of the developers, JACEK, that's his username on Farcaster. And they're like, how much do you have to give away for allowance? And he's like, we can do this for decades. So they've got a lot.
Okay.
To be a tipper, like I tip other people, I get an allowance and I tip other people. But to do that, I have to hold at least 10,000 degen. And degen is an L3 cryptocurrency. They just created their own network. So you can have degen on the base network, which is L2, or you can have degen on the degen network, which is L3, which is really slick because transactions there are like half of pennies or fractions of pennies. So it's even cheaper than on degen. So we can, whatever, that's really deep into the weeds. We don't have to go into that, but it's something that just happened in the last few weeks, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the cool thing about it is if I hold it, it's kind of like staking, but I've got this pocket of degen, and it has to be at least 10,000. I think I've got like 13, 14,000 in there right now. And if I have that, then I can give away tips to other people. So let's say, I think you do too, right? You've got an allowance?
Yep, I just gave you my 5 degen for the day.
Okay. All right. I'm still trying to figure out how to increase an allowance. Like, there's other people who have like, oh, it's no problem, blah, blah, blah. I got to do it. And I try those things and it hasn't worked. Mm-hmm. But they're always fucking with the algorithm. They're doing it out in the open and it's all documented, but it's like, I haven't been able to make sense of it. I'm just like,
it just
not
changes.
That smart.
It just changes.
Yeah,
like,
it changes every month. They change it. And sometimes multiple times within a month. So it's like last month it used to be what was it? It's just like the post that you make. But now it's not just the posts that you make, it's the posts that you make and how people reply to them, and not just anybody replying to them. It's people with a higher rank or a better rank, a power badge, right? So they're basically trying to thwart bots, right? And they don't really have a proof of humanity other than the power badge. It tends to be insular, and it's like, yeah, lots of people are pissed off about it because there are new people that are trying to break into the ecosystem that aren't seen. And if you aren't seen, how are you going to have people that have a higher rank than you interact with you? It's like a chicken and egg thing, but it's like, yeah, it sucks, but we don't know what to do about it just yet. And I'm trying to come up with an idea, and that thing about the percentage of, your allowance tipped, I think is one way to do it. But whatever, it's like, the cool thing is Dan Romero, DWR, and Jace K and the developers, they're very active on the network, right? They're using the tool that they're developing to communicate with the community to help improve the tool that they're developing, which I think is very, very important and profound. It's like when we have a Decentraland town hall and we have it on Discord, but we don't have it in Decentraland. Why don't we have it in Decentraland? That says something, right?
Yep.
But it's all in the Farcaster ecosystem. So anyway, oh fuck, what was I talking about? I totally did a brain fart.
Well, we were kind of getting into like the different ways that the algorithm changes, and I was going to ask you even about this frame that I have showing right now that Sarah.
Yeah.
I think you had mentioned that you were showing some interest towards this frame. Has it has it shown to be accurate yet, or not really?
So, well, here, let me see. I'll just send you a screenshot of it, because I use bookmarks a lot because I use these metrics to help me understand, because I'm trying to do better, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is it shows you what your daily allowance amount is, and early on it would take a snapshot and post it, and it would fluctuate. So I'd be like, oh, I got 400 degen, I can still tip another 100, and then I'd tip like 80, and then it would say, oh, you've got 300 degen, and I'd be minus 20 because I over tipped, and I'm just like, what the fuck? So I watch that very closely. But this one here, I'll do my own, I'll check it, and then I'll do a screenshot and I'll drop it in here, then you can pull it up that way.
Okay.
That'll be the easiest.
All right.
But yeah, I do. It's by who is it by? AmplifyApp.com, I think is who it's by. Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, here, let me get a bigger shot of this. No, god damn it. Hold on.
Yep, I'm over
See,
here.
like this.
Oh, let's see.
What's that?
I was here trying to find Amplify, but this is an account, not.
Okay. Here it comes. It just says boost your degen, and then it says to get a higher tip allocation tomorrow, achieve 149 total reactions, and my current is at 0. Well, it's at 0 because at 7 o'clock tonight, it reset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here, let me put this in here. Okay, so there's mine, and if you zoom into it on, let's see, today is, what's today? Monday. That's Monday. Sunday, Saturday, Friday, Thursday. Like on Wednesday, I had like 250 interactions.
Yep.
I had a lot. And from that day to the next, that like more than doubled like the type of daily reactions that I had. And then the very next day, I lost like 50 degen on my allowance. So it's like, what the fuck?
It makes no sense.
Right?
And that just like kills the momentum too.
Yeah, so I get dispirited. I'm an optimistic guy, but like this, it's just like, show me the little dial that I have to have the needle buried on and have it be reacting to the things that I'm doing. And I will continue to do that thing that buries the needle to be better. I want to be better, but it doesn't seem to make sense. It makes sense to other people. I just haven't figured out what it is. It's not this graph. This graph would have been great to find out 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
For last month's season.
Yep.
If I knew about this 6 weeks ago, I think I'd be up a lot higher. But whatever. I'm still looking for that. This one's pretty good. Let me check me. This one is by it's compez.eth, and I've chatted with him. Super brilliant guy. And I made some suggestions. I'm like, what does this number even mean? You have no context here. And then he redesigned it based on the things that I suggested. So it's like, your ranking, the lower the number is better. And then he like did a totally different graphic for the other one. So I'll take a picture of this one.
Yep.
And then send that over to you.
Yep. While you're
So
doing
this is
that.
using
Go ahead.
what's called open. Oh, it's using what's called open rank. Okay. Let me send this over to you.
Yep, and while we're getting this image, what up, Longshot? Welcome, welcome. AwedJob, Longshot is another individual that I've heard say the same thing about, like, you know, keeping the engagement up high, and then the next day it's like your degen is cut by 30% or something like that, and you're just like, why? Or more. All right, let's see. I have the image up.
Yeah. So there's my following rank. So it's in the 4 digits. Somebody like Jackie, who you had on last week, hers is going to be in the 5 digits because she came in later and she just got her power badge. Right? So why go through all this trouble? Well, because it's decentralized, there is no central authority that is asserting that yes, Sinful, you are a real person and you have paid for a blue check mark or whatever. They need to be able to authenticate who is a real person. And right now, the only way they can do that, or the only way they've chosen to do that, is the people that have been around long enough to prove that they are a person. There's always the case that somebody could spend that time, make that investment, and then sell that account. You know, it's been proven to be a human, so here, I'm going to sell it to you for whatever, 20, 30 bucks. And then you can use that to bot the network. That's always a danger.
Yeah, and I've seen the FID marketplace as well, which is like where you can take your Farcaster ID that like it goes in numerical order by how long you've been on the platform. Like for example, AwedJobs is, I believe you're in like the thousands, correct? You're like 7,000.
Yeah, I'm 8,332. That's my Farcaster ID.
Well, I'm 16,920, I believe. So yeah, it all goes by numerical order. So I've seen the marketplaces where someone will put in their 1,000 FID up, and yeah, it's like anyone that wants to make that investment, if that person has already shown to be a real person on the platform, and some bot farm or whatever comes through and it's like, hey, let's scoop this name up and see what we could do. So that is a danger.
And people will do that, right? I mean, it's a marketplace. There's another frame that you can check what your Farcaster ID is worth, and then it can check, you know, like what I got rid of it because it's just like my needle wasn't moving on that. I was like, my Farcaster ID account is worth like $1.70. And there's other people where it's worth like $1 million. I am not shitting you. $1 million. But their Farcaster ID is like 10.
That
okay, so
a lot.
Why does all this matter? Why am I interested in this? Well, this is the same thing. Like, remember when we did Bright ID?
Yep.
So that you have to do, you know, it's proof of humanity, and we got on a Zoom call or whatever. That's another one that you can do. But like, I know you, so I was able to say I'm a close acquaintance of yours. And then if somebody else tries to say, hey, I know you, and I'd be like, this is sketchy, and I could mark it as sketchy. And if that person gets a number of those, then they're weighted differently than like a stronger connection like you and me. And I did one with Cheddar Queso and with CK Bubbles, and I think I did Josh, whatever. So that's a way, and they're called attestations, right? I'm attesting that I know you and that you're a real person. And the more people that we get in that network to attest that this is a real person, then it becomes more and more valid, and it strengthens not just my own digital identity, but it strengthens yours and everybody else in the network. So whatever. So it's like, again, there is no siloed, centralized company like X or Meta or Google or Alphabet or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And the benefit there is it it's a zero knowledge proof, right? You just need to set up the mechanism, and then anybody that performs in a certain way can prove that they're a human. They can gain a certain level of accessibility, the power badge, whatever, and then they can interact in a network, and anybody that interacts with me and sees my power badge can have a certain amount of verification that I'm a real person, right?
Yep.
So that's just something that is going to, if decentralized networks and decentralized exchanges and that sort of thing is going to continue to be ubiquitous, we're going to have more things like this. So that's why it's exciting to me, because this methodology could be transplanted into Decentraland or any other networks like that, and it could make it stronger, right? So we won't have bullshit proposals in the DAO and people looking to rug and pull money. It's just like, okay, well, we can attest that you are a real person, and there's reputation behind it, right? So this decentralized reputation protocol, this open rank, is another way to do it. So that's exciting. I would love to have something like that in Decentraland. There's a lot in Farcaster that I would love to bring pieces of into Decentraland.
Yep, which kind of ties into a little bit what we were talking about right before the show, kind of just the like how quick development is happening on the Farcaster protocol. Like every single week you just see a new app out there, a new way to tip, a new way for creators to possibly monetize, or just like be a new platform for them to be able to put their work out to and gain community through that. And Longshot came through with the comment that his degen allowance went from 2,500 daily to 7 after taking off like 2 or 3 days. Oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Mine hasn't dropped that much, that quickly, but oh my god.
Yeah. Yep. So then I believe maybe even a bit after Longshot, and Longshot, if I haven't introduced you to AwedJob, he is the one. He is co-founder of Pixel Palette Nation, like just artist collective. I think like Jackie knows PPN, and yeah, I think it would be kind of like a good connection to make between Wayward Art Collective and PPN.
Yeah, cool. I'd love to. I'm gonna look for them. Are they on Farcaster? I assume they are, since they were talking about their degen allowance.
Yes, they are. Oh, and I'm sorry, I kind of went a little off the side, off the rails there. They developed their own tipping token, which is PX. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
So then I like the initiative of how Longshot was like, man, I don't want to do this degen anymore. I'm gonna do something better. I'm gonna make something better.
No, and you can, right? All of the ingredients are there. You just need to have the initiative, have the know-how, the time, and then boom, you can spin up your own version of tipping mechanism. So hats off to Longshot. I just followed Longshot, so nice to meet you. And yeah, I have seen. There's so many, right? There's Ham, there's Nom, Nom.
Yeah.
There's
FOMO.
There's PX, there's Underground or Ground or what. There's just so many, and it's like at a certain point, I'm like, I I do not have the bandwidth to keep all this in my head, so I simplified and be like, okay, I can figure out degen, and I've just been trying to, dial in on that. I'll take a look at long shots PX, and maybe I'll give that a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I really, with all the other stuff that I'm doing, it's hard for me to keep all these things straight. Like, I will go into, so you mentioned the Wayward Artist Collective.
Yes.
So that's the second channel that I've created in Farcaster. So Farcaster has kind of like servers on Discord. It has channels, and you can spin up a channel if you pay your fee, right? It's 2,500 warps, which ends up being like $25, right? So you pay that per year, and you get the like the domain, right? So it's /. It's also kind of like Reddit, so it's / and then whatever you want to call your channel. So like 4 months ago, I purchased DCL because I'm like, there's already loads of people from DCL on Farcaster. I know that Sinks is there and Toxam is there. I know that you're there. CK and Billy are there. Cheddar Queso, Mariana, Rustan is there. Josh is there. I could go on and on. There's a 72, I think. So we aren't quite at 83 in the DCL channel. But I started that channel, and I post to that. Like, I basically take your posts and then I quote cast them. So it's like a quote tweet or a quote post.
Mm-hmm.
I quote cast them to DCL. You've actually been really good about producing content and posting it, so thank you. So I'll do that, and then I was using an artist platform called Revel, which is it's like a centralized NFT minting kind of platform. It's really good for exposure for artists, but it's really bad in terms of like owning your own content. Like, I've got a significant amount of investment on that platform and artwork that I cannot get off of there as an NFT. But it was a really good experience to learn how they did things.
Mm-hmm.
But I met a bunch of artists there, and one of the artists that I met there was Jackie. Hey. Giuseppe is another somebody else that I met there. So basically, everybody that's in WAC either came from Revel and I knew them directly from there, or other members of WAC, or the Wayward Artist Collective, knew somebody else on Revel or through Revel and brought them over to Farcaster. And just like many other platforms, right, a centralized social network, they've gone through a development cycle and they've made some changes, and they talk to the community, kind of like Spatial, right? Spatial will refer back to the community and be very responsive. But in the end, it is a for-profit company.
Yep.
And if they decide to go in this other direction, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. There was an audio-only platform, an audio podcast platform called Anchor a number of years ago, and it was awesome. And then they totally did a pivot, and they just left thousands and thousands of users out in the cold. And it was kind of sad, because it was a lot of fun to interact with people that way. This was long before Clubhouse, and that's always the danger of a centralized network. So it's not surprising to me that I keep seeing every day there's like 102 or 103 members in WAC now, and yeah, we're constantly growing. There's always a new artist every day or so, at least a new artist per week, maybe 2, maybe 3. And it's constantly growing, and they're mostly coming from Revel or from other places. And it's because they're frustrated with the restrictions and the new direction that Revel has taken.
Well, it's definitely good to have like a channel where these artists can go to and know that their work will be appreciated by a small group of people within this space.
Yeah, I think so. Kevin Kline, he's a futurist. He's one of the original founders of Wired magazine. he's got a blog called the Technium, Technium, I think. And he's got a blog post from probably like 20 years ago that I keep referring back to, and it's called 1,000 True Fans. Let me see if I can find it. And he was basically contending, and this was like right when Kickstarter was getting started, and Patreon wasn't a thing yet. But he's like, really, in this age of the long tail, to make it as an artist, when you can reproduce your work at almost zero cost, and all you really need is 1,000 true fans that will support you, and then you can make, you know, depending on where you live in the world and what you charge for your work, you can make a living with those 1,000 true fans. Let's see. Technium Klein 1,000 true fans. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, there it is. I'll send this over to you.
Yep. Oops, wrong button.
Okay, there it is. kk.org, kevinklein.org.
Yep, I got it right here.
Yeah, I read this. When did it originally get published? Oh my god, it got published in 2008.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
This person
So
knew
16
the
years ago. Yeah, so whatever. As you can see, there's like loads and loads of text. Back when, you know, people had attention spans. Anyway, this well ahead of its time, but with things like the Decentraland marketplace, with things like degen and tipping and allowances and that whole thing, where it's off chain or on the side chain or however you want to call it. I can send, let's see, what is degen is at like 1 cent. It's like 0.018 something is what degen is at right now. So you've got to hold 10,000 degen to be able to tip, and I think that's like $180 right now. When I bought it, it was 300. So it was like 3 cents. So it's almost halved, right, in value. It's gone down, but it stayed around there. And you know, everybody's like, you know, degen to $1, you know, that would be great, right? To the moon. But even though right now it has stabilized, but you know, whatever, it's crypto, it's volatile, so don't invest anything that you're not okay with losing.
NFA.
Yep, not financial advice. And the money that I used to invest in that was, I don't know, there was some airdrop from some, I think I told you about it. I definitely told Rustan about it.
Yes.
But I don't know, some company had an ICO, and anybody that was like, you know, before whatever Farcaster ID number, they dropped you a certain amount, and I got like $420.
Okay.
So I took that and then just rolled that into my degen. So I'm like, okay, cool.
Was that the Retro Doge airdrop?
No, that was about $420 too. But yeah, that was on base. And since I had a Doge that I got from being at the party, and then I won a Doge, I got like twice as much what everybody else got. So I'm just like, no, this was something completely different. It was like Securium, or I don't know. It was some ICO. And somebody's like, hey, check this out. And I was like really sketchy. So I like spent a day doing research to make sure that if I connected to this site, I wasn't going to lose my everything, lose my shit. So I went there, and yeah, I got like close to $400 and something. So that's what I invested in my degen. Okay.
Oh, what you find?
Did I answer your question?
Let's see. Where what was the question? Okay, we talked about. I mean, we just been flowing, and I haven't even been asking the questions I had written down.
All good.
I'm over here just posing next to Rustan on Decentraland. We have quite a bit of company here on Decentraland tonight. Let's see, 29 friends.
Okay. I'm gonna refresh.
Yep.
So I can get out of rave mode.
Oh yes, rave mode hit me too, and I had to refresh as well. So going back to just general Warpcast questions. What's your favorite frame?
Yeah. Ooh, I'd say today. I mean, if you were to ask me before today, it would be Framedle. So I like to play Wordle. I like Wordle so much that there's a site called Wordle Unlimited, so I can play unlimited Wordle games. And Rustan is in on this, but if you go to FRAMEDL, if you go to this /Framedle, if you look for that frame on there, yep, there it is. Mm-hmm. That's it. So again, this is just one dude, one person who has developed this, and it's basically Wordle in a frame. But it's more than that, because you can create your own custom Wordle. And there's a game that you can use the light green and the dark green, and even the white and the gray. If you're really clever about it, they give you the word, and then based on where you place the letters in that word, whether it's the right letter in the right place or the right letter in the wrong place or just completely wrong letter, you can draw pictures. So there's like an art contest. I didn't win. I drew like a candle or something. But somebody made a turtle, and then somebody else made a swan. But yeah, at the very top, pinned on the Framedle channel, is the thing about the art contest.
Okay, let's see. All the way up the top right here. Oh, yep, I see him. And I'm going to share a link with one exist here in the chat, in the stage chat. This is the channel for Framedle. So you can... Yeah,
so the first place is the swan. Yeah, and then there's the turtle, and then...
Oh, right here, yeah. The swan.
I don't know what that
turtle.
Other thing is.
Maybe a pinata? Maybe a pinata?
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But right, I mean, you can kind of see, and it's, I don't know, it's clever. It's like 5x6 grid, which you could never do that on the New York Times. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be communal, right? It wouldn't be part of, you couldn't share it with your friends. And the thing that I love about this frame is that I've got you and Sinful and Jackie and Giuseppe, and other people from WAC that are trying it out, and I've made new friends. Mm-hmm. And I take my little small allowance. I think I have 175 now degen for allowance. I was at like 490. I was like, oh my God, I've almost got like 500. And then every single day it's gone down.
Yep.
So whatever. I give away a reward to everybody that finishes. If you finish my Framedle frame, and you solve it, then I give you the least amount you could get is 11 degen, right? If you get it you solve it in one try, I give you 20 degen. But most people do it in like 3 or 4.
Yep.
So if you solve it in 4, then I give you 13 degen. So whatever. I figured out what a fair amount is, and then that's what I award. But, it's fun for me, because it involves a game that I enjoy. I'm a nerd. Here, you'll be able to see this on my Unlonely stream.
Oh, okay.
It says book nerd on my on my coaster. I love to read, right? I love words. I used to be a literacy interventionist. So I like words. I have a children's book on etymology, like the origin of words. So I can take that love and then I can make this game. And that's what I was talking about. Like, I don't know how to make a frame like this, but I can very easily make a post and encourage people to play my Framedle puzzle and then give out a reward. Now I have to do all that manually. It'd be really cool if I could set it up and have it be automatic. But, whatever. I think like here, let me go 1, 2, 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm just counting how many people have done my last one. 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. Oh my gosh. Frozen. 15, 18. 21 people have completed my frame number 6. That puzzle.
Nice. That's a lot of engagement, especially for a platform like Warpcast. Lots of engagement.
Yeah, that's not nothing. It's like that's way more than I could have had ever come to my parcel on Decentraland in the course of one day, right? Mm-hmm. That's one day's worth of engagement. And there are some people that are like brand new to the platform, and there are other people that have like 10 times my allowance. They've got a power badge and they've been around, maybe about as long as I have. So
yep.
So that's what I would say was, my favorite frame. And then I would say today, my favorite frame is if you go to my profile page, and it's the second one down. So there's the sketch that I did of A Kid Called Beast. The one below that is, it's just a direct tip to an artist, right? So it's a frame that anybody can share. Like if you wanted to, you could use the Sharo, you could copy that and send that somewhere else, and then somebody else could be like, okay, I want to send Scott some degen because I appreciate the work that he's doing. Now anybody could come to any one of my posts and do that, but this is a frame that is expressly for the purpose of sending me money. There's do you know who Amanda Palmer is?
I do not know.
Okay. So she was once married to Neil Gaiman. They got a kid together, but she was in a group called the Dresden Dolls. It's a duo. So she would play piano and do vocals, and then Brian Viglione would play drums. Mm-hmm. And they were a cabaret punk duo, right? And this was during the grunge era. And she decided to leave her record label and go. She basically, at the time, raised over $1 million on Kickstarter as a musical artist, nice. Right? So she went solo. She raised $1 million, and then she crowdsourced pretty much her entire tour. And then she wrote a book, The Art of Asking. I don't have a copy of it because I keep giving it away. But she talks about, and then she gave a TED Talk, and the TED Talk has 3 million whatever views on it. So a pretty successful TED Talk. And the title of the TED Talk is The Art of Asking. And then based on that TED Talk, she got a book deal to write The Art of Asking. So what she presents, what she postulates is that you can, as an artist, as a creator, make a living by asking people for things. And this is a really good example of that, right? And I think there's a stigma that goes with buskers. You know what a busker is, right? It's a person who plays music and has a hat or their case open. Yep. But you know what? They're providing music. There's people that are doing sidewalk chalk paintings and they've got their hat out, and it's just they're providing beauty, and all they're really asking is anybody who feels so moved by the work to give whatever it is that they're comfortable giving. Yep. And by being in a position where you can be around people and by asking them to give you money, you open up the possibility of dialogue. I'm seeing you walk around, so I'm just like, oh shit, I need to like
reload back in. Yep.
yeah. This is the one thing I wish was different. I wish I wouldn't have to like always click on the thing. I wish I could just reload and be in Decentraland. I miss that about.
Yep. Kind of like reload, go do some other stuff on a different tab, and then come back to you already having the Decentraland loaded up.
Yeah. Like I have to go back and I have to click on use MetaMask or whatever and then go in. And I'm sure there's a reason for it, and maybe it'll be different in client version 2.0, but
Oh, I'm excited for what client 2.0 might bring.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed going through that. I don't know if Swiss is out there. He was there during CBD this past Saturday, but I hadn't watched the video. Oh, Mariana's here. Oh no, that's Mayara. Their names look so similar.
Swiss, if you're listening, are you multiversal on Decentraland? I think that may be Swiss, one of Swiss's names or accounts.
I don't know. I know he's Swissverse, and I know he's Swiss.
I know he has Swissverse, like an account with that name.
I'm gonna add multiversal. I'm gonna say, hey, are you Swiss?
Are you Swiss? Already got him.
There we go. I just added them as a friend. Oh, they got the Cyber Ronin jacket. That was like one of my first buys.
Nice.
In
Nice.
Decentraland. Okay, so anyway, back to this frame. So my point is that if you can reduce the friction such that people that appreciate the work can provide the artist with some token, literal token of appreciation in a frictionless way, then more people will, right? And one degen that's tipped, or even 10 degen, you have to get to like, what was it? 10,000 degen is 100 and, let's say $180. So 1,000 would be $10. I'm sorry, I'm just really slow because I'm not having to use this part of my brain. I'm not teaching. So then 100 would be $1. So yeah, if you send 100 degen, you're giving them $1 tip.
Nice.
And you send them 10 degen, that's 10 cents.
Yep. On and even on this frame, I believe it's set to like 1 cup of coffee equals 300 degen, equaling like $5.
Yeah, it's like $5.
Yep.
Yeah. And there's a way to like change it or tweak it, but I was just like, oh, this is really cool, and I didn't take the time to like go through all the instructions. I want it to be like, I don't know, not a cup of coffee, maybe a bottle of ink, or something that is related to me as an artist and not necessarily coffee. But I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I don't think so. But I
Okay.
yeah, I did manage to buy you a cup of coffee, frictionless as well. Like,
Okay, cool.
just clicked on the frame, and everything, my drop down pulled up, and I had to just confirm, and yeah, it should be over at your wallet. It was
Cool. Thank you so much for the coffee.
No, a little addition to any fundraisers that you may have in mind in the future.
I'm reading the in-world chat now. So Proteus says, did you see the top 4 entries? Oh, he's not even talking to me. Okay, so
Okay.
never mind. I want to say hi to Sultry Dubs. Gonna be in LA in about 6 weeks. God, I gotta book my plane and place to stay. Holy shit. Yeah, so yeah, I can give you electronically a penny or 10 cents or $1 or whatever, and it doesn't cost, whatever in gas or ETH or whatnot. I mean, it's so easy. That I do. Like, I go through my allowance every single day. I get to 0 every single day. whatever it is, if it's 490 something or it's 175, every single day I give that away. And I don't just be like, oh shit, I got to get rid of it. I mean, I've done that like once or twice, but usually it's based on work that I appreciate, that I have some type of relationship. And it could just be that I've admired this artist's work for a specific period of time, and I haven't had a significant amount. Like if I can, I want to give them 100 degen, because that's $1. You know, that's significant. Farhouse, you can tip degen in Farhouse, and I've already made like, I don't know, $4 just through referrals.
Nice.
Right?
Nice. I guess this would be a good segue into Farhouse as well.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna do the beginning, like the intro questions, to your understanding or to what you know. What is Farhouse, and what benefits do you see, like potential benefits do you see on the Farhouse app?
Okay, so for those who are uninitiated, you and I have talked about this before on CBD, but long and short of it is, Farhouse is spaces for Farcaster. There's actually a couple of competing apps out there. There's also Cast Club, and I've got an NFT for that too. I just haven't had time. So I've got an OG NFT that gives me access to be a host on Cast Club, but Farhouse is basically Twitter Spaces. It's in a separate app. And again, this is just because people are taking these protocols, they're called atomic level protocols, and then they're wrapping them up into an application. Some people can make it launch from like a dApp, what's called a decentralized app. They can make it launch through a browser like Dracula. But others, they need to have more control that they can get through a browser client. So they write a separate application, and that's what Farhouse is. So Farhouse, you have to install Test Pilot on Apple, and I know that you have it on Android, so you had to go like through some APK or whatever.
Well, that has changed. That has changed. Now it's on the Google Play Store, so you can just download it directly.
Oh, okay.
I even made
cool.
I even made sure to uninstall old version and then get the new version in.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. It's still on Test Pilot on Apple because I guess whatever, they're still
Apple's more strict when it comes to apps.
Sure. Yeah, no, it is totally like no, that's one thing that I like about Android. I used to have Android for like 10, 15 years and then just recently switched over to Apple. Is that you can, there's a lot more leeway to play if you're an app developer on Android.
Yep.
But the audience is on Apple, so everybody releases their app first on Apple, even though it's a pain in the ass. Yep. So Farhouse, it's Twitter Spaces, but it's on the blockchain and it's decentralized, and it's brand new. So anybody that has just a modicum of following. So Plants is somebody who's on Farhouse. Have you gone to any of their spaces? Plants?
Yep. I love Plants. He's a cool dude. He even pops into our spaces as well.
Yes, yeah. So Plants is somebody who's, on the Farcast. That's how I met him through Farcaster. He's got a channel called Catwalk. So he has a harness for his cat, and he takes his cat out on walks, and he takes his cat everywhere, and he posts videos to it. He's one of the #1 posters on Dracula because he has cat videos on there. And he's now like the #2 or #3 spaces on Farhouse.
Nice.
And I think the first one, #1 is Farhouse because they talk about Farhouse, and then #2 is Dracula on Farhouse, and then #3 is him. So he's like the #1 individual on that. So yeah, it's an audio discussion, an audio chat platform like Clubhouse, like Twitter Spaces or X Spaces. Because it's decentralized and because it's this independent, organization that has created it, they do things a little differently, right? It's not being bankrolled by Twitter. Like when Twitter Did Twitter do Vine? Who did
Um,
Vine? I think that was Twitter.
Vine? I don't know. I don't know if it was Twitter. Man, that's such an old app.
Yeah, help us out, audience. Either on Twitch or here in Decentraland. I think Vine was through Twitter, which is funny because Twitter was started on an audio platform called Odeo, so it kind of came full circle. Anyway, so instead of having a large centralized company bankroll it, it's just these like three dudes that are developers, and they had some OG. So you got an OG NFT, or did you pay for it?
I got the OG NFT. Well, wait,
Okay.
I bought it, or yeah. So,
Okay, whatever. So yeah, you could have gotten an airdrop or you could have purchased it.
mhm.
But anytime you refer somebody to Farhouse, you get like 100 degen. So you get like $1.
Yep, yep.
And that adds up. There are some people that have like referred like 400 people, so they've made $400. But then if we're gonna host a space on Farhouse, it used to be that to record it you needed to like kick in a few degen to record it.
Yeah.
So you might think, oh well, they're nickel and diming you, but it's like
I
that server space, it costs money.
I kind of liked it
And
whenever we talk. You mentioned that to me, and I'm like, degen for recording. Nicely played, Farhouse, because it was like such a small amount of like it's like 5 degen
yeah.
to record. Like that's not even 5 cents.
But
Well,
here's the thing,
actually,
I would totally rather pay these three dudes. Multiversal is not Swiss first. Okay.
and
Vine was
yep.
its own deal. Periscope was Twitter. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, I at least here on the internets, it says that Twitter purchased Vine on October 2012 for 30 million. Mu-
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was its own thing. Twitter bought them and then totally drove it into the ground and then they closed it.
Man, I miss the old Vine days. Like that was like I mean, that was my teenage years version of TikTok.
Yeah.
So everyone loved it.
Yeah. But my point is that I'd much rather those 5 cents go to Ramit and the other developers who have been building Farhouse than have it go to the behemoth that is now X, and Elon Musk or whatever.
Yep.
So you and I have talked about creating our own Farhouse space
Yep.
centered around Decentraland, to do that on there, because there are people like if you were to try to find a whole new audience of people that would be primed and ready to come into Decentraland. These people are crypto natives, they're developers, they are all about, I would call them fast forwards, not even early adopters, right?
Yep.
They're people that are on the bleeding edge of trying new things. Like, what better batch of people as an audience would you want to try to bring into Decentraland than that group of people? They are, gosh, they're above 600,000. I just had a bunch of bots that followed me and commented on my posts, and I looked at their Farcaster ID, and it's like 620,000 something. So that just gives me an idea, an accurate count of how many people are on the platform now. So they haven't quite made 750,000, but they're getting there.
They'll get there.
So yeah, it's a lot of people, and yeah, they already know how to swap and bridge and do all those other things in crypto. But man, I would really love to have that degen payment system in Decentraland. So like right now, anybody that's here that's watching Beyond the NFT, if instead of just clicking on the button that would go to, here, I'm walking over here to just play the video for Beyond the NFT. We get the Meta Tribe people, Mr. JS Tickle, to code something that, like, they click a button and then, you know, that it sends you 100 degen for doing this, right? So you have sponsorship, right? You've got Bucktown and the amazing work that they do. But anybody that's here, it's like, I could totally, you know, kick $1 to you and say thank you for hosting this show. And that is something that will scale, right? You know, there's how many people do we have on Parcel right now?
Around probably 24, 23. Yeah,
Okay.
23.
Yeah, 24, 23. Yeah. Each person gives you $1, right? That's $25.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Piece of sharp stick in the eye.
And I'm even thinking like the other way around, like rewarding your listeners, your audience with your allowance, like you know, them random amount of users receive degen from your allowance per show, let's say, or per day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna type something here. Who wants me to send them some degen?
Yeah, that kind of even kind of brings me even to like this portion of Farcaster. It seems like to a lot of our friends, that initial fee to get on the platform is the barrier to them. Are there?
I'll make my offer valid again. So old guy, he's here in the audience. I sponsored him. Anybody that wants to be in Farcaster, I will send you an invite, and all you got to do is like click on it, and then I've already taken care of the entry fee. It's $5.
Ooh. And so then usually are those $5 like kind of something that you're doing within the Warpcast platform, or is it through the far.quest?
No. So FarQuest, that is a client for Farcaster that is developed by somebody else.
Okay.
So FarQuest started out with just the quests, but now they've got their whole. It's a built out. If you go to far.quest, it looks a lot like Warpcast.
Yep. Oh, it's a pro version.
Yeah, there's a pro version.
I'm on it.
But yeah, it's a Farcaster client, just like anything else. But within that are quests, so they have rewards and incentives for you to be able to interact in the platform.
Yep. Yeah. Under school.
Yes. Yep. So yeah, I was just gonna say, because each new user that comes on requires server space, and you know, CPU cycles, and they figured out that the price for that is, you know, $5 per year or whatever. You have to pay 50 warps. Is it 50 or 500? It's 500, I think.
Yeah, $5. Yeah, 500.
Yeah, basically it's $5, so 500, whatever. So a warp is a that doesn't fluctuate. It's not a cryptocurrency. I just want to be clear about that. You can't like go on CoinGecko and look for warps. It is an in-app currency inside Warpcaster to be able to use the Warpcast client, right? What I can do is I've already purchased warps so that I can you know, get the channel for DCL and for Farcaster. But also when somebody new comes into the Wayward Artist Collective, we gift them 100 warps. So we give them $1, just to say thank you for joining our collective. But yeah, if anybody wants to, just send me send me a friend request, send me a message, a DM through Decentraland, through Discord, through Twitter, or whatever. Just send me a request, then I will give you a specific one-use link, you know, one-time use link for you to sign up, and it will have your entry fee will already be taken care of. I believe so strongly in this platform that I'm willing to sponsor. I'll sponsor the next 10 people that want to sign up for Farcaster.
Yeah, definitely. Anyone listening, take advantage of it, of this opportunity. Message AwedJob, even if you don't have him on Twitter, message him on Decentraland, add him as a friend, or drop into the community building Decentraland Discord, and you could always ping him there. Definitely, it is something to believe in. It is a very good platform to be on, and in all honesty, I feel like it's more of the crowd that we want to reach over there, opposed to like being on Twitter, and you'll have like just the randoms come in and kind of take everything off the rails sometimes. No, yeah. There's actually like humans. I've noticed every time I join one of these spaces, like it's an artist, it's a coder, or like someone that's been contributing to the space and actually like doing stuff within like the Web3 world. So yeah, DM AwedJob, as well as, even if you're not on Farhouse yet, DM AwedJob and tell him to send you his referral code, so that you can access Farhouse and listen into our future Twitter Spaces. Which kind of leads me.
Ahead.
Maybe we can make a final decision here. So this week, it turns out that tomorrow, Tuesday, I may have something to do, an errand to run. But perhaps maybe we can do our first space on Wednesday, somewhere between maybe Mary Shark's event and before Henny Wednesday at 7.
Henny Wednesday, sure.
At 7:30 p.m. So for you, it'd be like 5:30 p.m. Correct? Like that's when
I'm central, so I'm 1 hour behind you. So right now it's almost 9 o'clock for me. It's almost 10 o'clock for you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
yep.
So yeah, maybe even like 1 hour. We can start 1 hour before Henny Wednesday, and kind of try to lead the crowd into Dollhouse, if there's anyone listening in or anyone curious about the Decentraland. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And
I like that.
And usually, for spaces like Canessa and I take turns hosting the space. So would you like to host our first space tomorrow, Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll set it up. And I think it's good that it'll be Wednesday, because that gives us at least 24 hours lead time for people to know about it and to plan about it. And then I think we should schedule Wednesday, but you should also schedule next Wednesday, because what Farhouse does is they release a list at the beginning of every week, and I think the beginning of every day, of the spaces that are coming up. So there's actual cross promotion, so they will promote your space for you.
Okay, cool. So I'm writing a note down here. I'll schedule next Wednesdays 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Wait, any Wednesday? So for you, it'd be 5:30 p.m.
Sure. We're gonna do it. We're gonna start it an hour before Henny Wednesday, right?
Yep, I believe Henny Wednesday here, and I can definitely double look here.
Okay.
I believe they start at 7:30 Eastern.
Okay, so we'll start ours at 6:30 Eastern, and then I'll just make it work on my end.
Okay. And if anything, we could always, switch around the times and find something that works best for both of us.
Yeah, for sure. But I think you have a good intuition, and that we need to just do it, right? We just need to pick a time, pick a date, and do it, and then we can modify it as we go.
Exactly. Alrighty. Yeah, Mary Shark's event is 2 p.m. Eastern, and then from there seems to be a gap between Mary Shark's event and So definitely, anyone listening, like please contact us, or ask AwedJob for his referral code to Farhouse. And I really would like to get some friends on there listening and even speaking, because One thing that I always notice, and AwedJob actually said it the best on Saturday in the CBD space, nothing draws a crowd better than a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanna show, others our world and show them why we're so excited to be here. And basically my excitement is all of you listening in. Like, this is the people are my reason.
Exactly. I'm just looking at the chatty chat here. I see Jackie has joined us. Hello, Jackie. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jackie.
Jackie says, other than Quest, what is there to do? And I'm guessing she's asking about Far Quest.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll go back here.
I just hopped in on Far Quest like a couple of days ago, and there are other things to do. I just don't remember what they are. Give me a day or so, Jackie, and I will be able to answer that question. But they do have other things, and like there is a benefit of using the Far Quest Pro. And I'd say just the minimal reason would be that it is an alternate to the Warpcast client for Farcaster. So if you're fed up with Warpcast and you want to try something different, you could try FarQuest.
Yep.
But
I can.
I don't know. I always think of Lord Farquaad every time I hear FarQuest, so I just have a weird aversion to it, I guess.
That's funny. I can actually speak a little bit, like, cause I just clicked through a lot. You can make little avatars through the school. You can earn like items for your avatar and have it. That's just a small part. What it's from like this point of view, which is like I guess kind of like its feed. You can post to Farcast or to Warpcast from here. Type in the channel. And it will post there directly. There is the marketplace for the FID, the FID. You can buy them here. Remember, I was mentioning earlier, AwedJob.
Holy shit! 338 ETH for that. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not like an estimated price that like someone estimated for them. This is just like them being like, I own 81. I think it's worth 338 ETH.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. So your proof.
Okay, I'm curious. Can you find one that's like around mine? So there's 1,000.
Okay, yeah.
There's 1,000.
Let's keep scrolling. Okay, I'm at 6,000 here. 0.7 ETH, 7,000. It seems to be in order. But then right here we have like 7,300. It wants 4 ETH for it. So I guess it just fluctuates on.
Yeah, I'm guessing mine's going to be less than 1 ETH because I don't get a huge allowance, or I've got like 1.3 thousand. I got 1,300 followers, and I'd say a third of those are bots. But anyway, cool. That's very interesting. I heard about the market. I hadn't seen it, but that is super cool.
Yep. There's apps which I'm guessing these are just like mints from different people that post on here, like frames that post their frames.
Yeah.
It's all together. You have trending, and I'm guessing that all this just spans across the entire Warpcast ecosystem. So so if there's like a Dracula post, I would think it would pop up here as well.
Yeah. So there's also Jam. Before FarQuest like released their client and it was just the questing site, there was jam.so, and that was they were the first ones to integrate being able to post animated GIFs. So I used that for a hot minute, so I could post, like if I recorded a short GIF of one of my emotes, I would post it through Jam. But now you can post all that on Warpcast. So there's another client called Jam, and you can use that. And anything that you post through Jam shows up in Warpcast and shows up in FarQuest.
Okay, so
again, because it's based on a protocol, and it doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as it conforms to the protocol, it will show up on the timeline. It's tied to your wallet address, and if it's originating from your wallet address and tied to that, then it will show up as being from SinfulMeatStick.eth or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, yeah. And I guess like the weird part about this is I might have two FIDs on the same wallet,
What?
OddJob, in one wallet.
Okay.
Okay, this is why I say
Okay.
this. This right here, the SinfulMeatStick.cast that I minted,
Mm-hmm.
I can log into this, and and then my Warpcast account is another FID
Okay.
that I can log into. So another cool feature about far.quest is that like once you're logged in, you could click on like on the bottom left your little face bubble and then add an
Mm-hmm.
existing account.
Okay.
So you could
Oh,
jump through
okay.
multiple Farcaster accounts and post on them. Uh,
So it's kind of like Hootsuite, but the Farcaster version of it.
yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see if it'll work this time. Nope, it keeps saying transaction failed when I try to get on my Warpcast account, but it does let me
Okay.
log into my Warpcast account, and it's considered a separate account as well. Maybe something that will be fixed in the future or kind of tied together.
Mm-hmm.
I know on my second PC I'm logged into Warpcast on far.quest.
Your other account.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I've got oddjob.quest. I'm such a domain junkie. I've got oddjob.quest, oddjob.base. I just bought oddjob.dgen.eth. Um, if you haven't bought sinfulmeatstick.dgen.eth, you will receive an allocation reward for holding that domain.
You're going to need to send me that address
Okay.
so I could go claim.
Yeah. And you don't want anybody else to own it though. That's the thing. Like you don't want any squatters. So I'm like, okay, Oddjob, like got it right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's tied to my account to oddjob.eth. Um, the first 2 days that they released it, only the person who held that domain, like since I already had oddjob.eth, nobody for the first 2 days could purchase oddjob.dgen.eth.
Nice.
Just me.
Nice.
But
Okay, so
yesterday was the first day that they opened that up to the public, so anybody can swoop in and buy Sinful Meat Stick. They're not going to,
oh no,
but
not before me.
yeah, if you go to, I think it's Jace K's, where the fuck is it?
Is that how you spell it? No. I thought it was. Is it CSK? No.
It's DGen ENS, but it's on like Envision or something. I think I got it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I even bookmarked it. Good lord. I should have just gone to my bookmarks. Okay.
Alrighty. There we go. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So your name is going to be long enough that it's going to be 1,000 DGen.
Okay.
But like for a 3 letter, like I wanted to get DCL or WAC, but that's 10,000 DGen, so that's like $180.
Let's see. Oh, maybe I went.
Oh, that's in your Rainbow wallet. You got to go back. You need to go to Envision.
Okay, maybe I'll click on the. Okay, claim.
Yeah, don't try to do it through the frame. You're going to vision.io is where you want to go. I think.
Claim your Web3 identity. Stop trying to take my cookies. Let's see. Is it this one? Top profiles. I see .eth here. Oh, right here. .dgen.eth. Top registration
Yeah.
for the last 24 hours.
Ooh, look at that. How much is 69.dgen.eth worth?
25,000 dgen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's actually pretty affordable. Or I don't.
Yeah, that is.
Or perhaps maybe no. I see the scam. I see the scam. It's dgen or 69.dgen or all of them like could mine be, yeah, no. Let's see. I don't know if like the dot will be an extra dot.
Oh, it might be 69.dgen.eth.
Yes, that's what I.
So I posted it's vision.io/names/ens/dgen.eth if you're not already there.
There we go.
There you go. Yep. And then just up at the top, type in search. Yeah.
What do I type? Dgen or?
No, you just type sinful.
Oh.
It's gonna. That's your second level domain that you're looking up.
Ah.
So it'll say available. It's got to be lowercase. It's not like Decentraland.
Yeah. Yep. I see.
You can't do camel case.
Yep. 1,000 dgen will.
Yep.
Will get me. Well, good thing my dgen allocations have gotten me.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you need it, I can float you the 1,000 dgen.
Okay, so I've noticed right here, SinfulMeatStick dot. So it just adds
Yep.
the dot.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. You're in business.
Again, okay, do I agree? I agree with your terms. Verify. I'm surprised it didn't make me go into a different network.
Yeah, you're gonna need to switch from Ethereum to Base.
Base, yeah, that's where I'll
Or Base, which is L2, or you could do L3. You could go to the dgen network. But I'm guessing you don't have any dgen on the dgen network.
Very little.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever I have, I've received as tips through Farhouse Spaces. I think I've got like 30 dgen in the dgen network.
Yep. I threw in like 200 one day because I wanted to try the tipping mechanism for you. But unfortunately, that day it didn't work. But I still have the. For some reason, it's.
While you're waiting on that, here's another thing that I want to say that I really like that I wish Decentraland would adopt, and that is, it's that you don't have to have your wallet connected as long as you've gone through and you've done the verification. But you can associate more than one wallet with your account. I love that. Because for Decentraland, I have 8 different wallets. And I know that's nowhere near like the record. I know Lastrom has loads and I think Canessa has quite a few, but yeah, it would be nice if I could just wrap them all up and be like, okay, these are all my wallets. Because if I'm gonna give away something from Giving Tree, I gotta have a completely different browser open. So I've got Brave and Chromium and Firefox, and I guess I could do Opera. That would be a fourth. Each one of them with a different wallet installed through MetaMask extension or some other wallet, just to be able to manage, using these different wallets, and it's a pain in the ass.
We're in business.
Success. Confetti. Cool. So very soon they're going to set it up, and this would be a really good benchmark for how fast the development cycle is for Farcaster, because right now, if you go into your account for Farcaster and you want to, you can change your username. So yeah, not FarQuest, but go to Workcast.
Oh, okay.
And go to your personal account and then click on those 3 dots and go edit profile. Let's see if I can remember where it is. And then edit profile. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, click on that down arrow for your username. So I'm using AwedJob.eth, but do you own SinfulMeatStick.eth?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay, so click the down arrow.
All right.
Yeah, so you can add your ENS name. So you would type in SinfulMeatStick. So very soon, from what I've heard, you should be able to use your dgen.eth username. You can't do it now, but you can use your .eth username.
Ah, okay.
So what some people have done is they've taken the the part of your username that you can make say whatever you want. They've changed that to their username.dgen.eth.
Okay. So
and then you just click save. Yeah, if you don't want to save it, then you don't have to. But that's where you would change it. That's fine.
I got a little fart said 7-day wait. I'm like, I haven't changed my Twitter profile pic with the Christmas hat because of the wait. If you're ever wondering why I'm still wearing a Christmas hat,
just leave it up. It'll be good to go in another 6 months.
Exactly, will be relevant in another 6 months. My PFP. Oh, is this the TED that you were referring to earlier?
Yep, that's Ted, not Lasso, and Ted, not as in talks. Yep. She's going to do the walk across LA in a couple of days. You definitely want to check that out.
Okay.
I'm surprised she doesn't have it pinned up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there she is. She's training. That's a little, yep. And there's the receipt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the receipts thing that I'm talking about. It's like, so did she do the run? Yes, that's the receipt saying that she did the run, which I think is so fucking cool.
It is. This could be implemented to kind of like as like a gym token distribution. Like,
yes,
like
yep.
I've always thought about making like, let's make the metaverse user active. How so?
Yes.
We have this token that can be airdropped. All you have to do is proof of exercise.
Yeah, there was a tennis shoe that was, or it was an app or something, and this was right when I was brand new in Decentraland, and I think Gold Guy and Mariana and Alpha Angels were all doing it, and it was like you basically got crypto for working out.
Yep. Such a dope idea.
So, yeah,
I'm surprised.
Very easy implementation of it, and this is again what I was talking about, the atomic level protocol. All they had to do was like build out that little component of it, and then it would be very easy to build on top of that and extend the capability of it. Like, let's say I wanted people to be part of my channel. Token gating will be coming to the channels. They used to have it so that you had to pay warps, and then they took that away because that was too centralized. But I could make it token gated so that you have to have run 3 miles in the past week in order to be able to access my channel.
Okay, so it can accumulate, like you can, like the tracking could accumulate from past days into like a whole week span. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Again, it's a check, right? That has to go out and check part of the ledger. Do you have this associated with your account with this wallet address? Yes, you do. You write that smart contract. It's there. So then, yes, you may enter.
Okay. Really cool. That goes back to like the development. Like perhaps maybe we'll start seeing more individuals use something like receipts.xyz, or you never know. Like in this space, moves so fast, there could be like 3 new versions of it by next month.
Yeah. No, the possibilities are endless. This is like, when you get to this point, it has a it's got a momentum behind it, right?
Yeah.
This space was not in this position. It did not have this much momentum a year ago. Even I would say 5 months ago. It was really at the start of the year. That's when DGen came out, and that's what really lit a fire, because everybody's like, "What? Free money?"
Who would have known a tipping mechanism would have been what would bring users to this platform? I know that like people have been waiting for ages on Twitter for a tipping mechanism to come. So I mean, I'm sure the same individuals were the ones that like dove headfirst into Warpcast.
Yeah,
all the same.
there used to be a tipping mechanism on Tumblr, and they just recently disbanded it because it was like it didn't work.
Okay.
And I think it's because when it stagnates, when there's not enough newness to it, and there's not enough improvement over the the short improvement development cycle, people are like, well, I really want to be able to do XYZ, but I can only do A, B, and C. And then it stagnates, and then people stop using it. So I honestly think that this model, the open source, sufficiently decentralized model of social network, is really the best way to go about it.
Yep, and as you mentioned, the developers said that they have enough like tip allocation ready to run for years.
Decades.
Yeah, decades.
Yeah. Decades. Yeah.
So
and the people that are behind it, they seem to be very altruistic.
Yeah.
In that they have been very transparent. They have been seriously generous with their time. And yeah, there's a vesting contract, just like there is with Decentraland.
Yep.
And I think there was some incident like a couple of weeks ago where it just even had the hint, the whiff of impropriety, and Jace K or Make or whoever the person was just like, well, no, we're gonna do this other thing just to make sure that those people are appeased. And I mean, they're not saints, right? They're people, but I really think that they have their head and their heart and their motivations in the right place.
They do.
Now, if we can go ahead.
I recently went on Humpty's. I watched Humpty's interview show, and he had what's his name again? Jax.
Jace K.
Jace K.
Jacek.
Yes.
Jace K. Yep.
They had Jace K on, and he was kind of explaining around the time that when the Degen drop came out, it was he had been like developing Degen for quite a while and did not and was like on that hesitant portion of it all when it's like, should I release it? When should I release it? When is the best time? I don't know. And then on he said on Valentine's Day, he got like some sort of email or like just a sign from above that kind of prompted him to airdrop $10 million worth of token to people that were active in the /Degen channels and airdropping to other places as well. So like on Valentine's Day, he gave the Degens a gift of $10 million worth of token.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a Valentine.
That is amazing. Yeah, and that's one of those you'd love to be in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, I wasn't. I was grading papers and balls to the wall. So.
Our friend Hodl CEO was one of those lucky ones. I think he was. Yeah. He mentioned he got like $1 million. He got $1 million Degen on that.
Yeah, that dude is living large. He's got a pretty big allocation. I forget what it is, but it's in his daily allowance is in the tens of thousands of Degen. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, that's living large.
I look up to him on the platform.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's see. We've been going for about like 2 hours now. Actually,
yep.
Exactly 2 hours. I guess just a couple more quick questions. These are the webcast questions. Favorite artist on Whack. Who stands out to you, and who do you see beyond the NFT in the future?
I don't know if I could give you one. because I have, there's like different style of artists.
Yeah.
There's a couple of things that I like. So Southern Fried. Let me go to Whack here.
Southern Fried. I love her art.
Yep, Southern Fried. She releases every single day. She releases a new Degen girl. Okay, so I really like that. But she started this new thing called the stamp collection. Then there's what's his name? His name is Giuseppe, and oh, this is cool too. Like, we just got this new artist. Welcome to the channel, Vanessa. And I just purchased this NFT. But yeah, I like Giuseppe's because he's an AI artist and he's just got a really good feel. I should probably just call up my my Rainbow wallet because that's got all my stuff in it that I've collected. So if I go to Rainbow, there we go.
So
here, let me give you this link.
Okay.
Because this will show all my base artwork. You should be able to access this.
Yep, I got it open.
Okay. So Ulani is on there. I really like that. But right next to Ulani, so if you scroll down, yeah, okay, so there, right in the middle, you see Ulani on the right.
Right here. Yep.
Yeah, right there. And then to the left of that is where it says Whack Rules.
Yep.
That's Giuseppe's. Yeah. And then to the left of that, yeah, to the left of that is Southern Fried's. And I just like, it's a really nice way to start my day. I look to see like what new Degen girl is going to be there. Let's see, what else do I like? I like Squishna. If you click on the Vapors, that's also Giuseppe. I'm seeing. Do I have any Squishna? Oh, Aoife. So if you look at Visions, yeah, to the right, to the right.
To the right.
That's Jackie's. I love Jackie's work too. That's Aoife's. Is that a I think that's Aoife's. Help me out, Jackie. Are you in the chat?
Yep, Jack. Well, Jackie's in the audience here.
It's Aoife, something like that. But it's pronounced Aoife. She's got these things called Foofis, and I can't afford any of those. They're just like, they're on the ETH blockchain, but she has these other ones that I really like. But yeah, she's like all about mushrooms and people and blending that together. And then there's Jackie that has like these just real powerful female characters. Yeah, so that's Sarah Naves, and she's got like this punk aesthetic to it. Yeah, SK is Sarah Naves.
Yep, I've been loving these. Every time I see one, I try to mint it.
Yeah. Yeah, and these are all free mints. There, if you looked at my beetle, the green beetle to the right of that, that's another Aoife.
Oh, I love it. Oh, can't
yeah.
So beautiful.
So yeah, there's this just in Whack. I mean, I'm like so many beautiful things. Then there's J Rob, who does these sort of abstractions with like very colorful rainbow palettes. I like those.
Oh my god, this is the stuff I look for.
Yeah, right. So that's J Rob's aesthetic, right? So there's quite a variety, and then there's Class, who does all these things inside of these crystal orbs.
Let's see if I find a crystal orb. Oh, right there.
Yeah, so there's a skull. That's Class.
Alrighty.
But yeah, if you go down a little below that, Artful Reflections. That's by Jackie.
Artful.
With the big, she's always got the women with the antlers. I just really like that aesthetic.
Right here. Well, there's future impressions here. Big
So
shout
yeah,
out
I
to
didn't
Jack.
give you one. I gave you like multiple.
Yep, I got 5 down on my list here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be making some friends. Well, I've already connected with Southern Fried.
Okay,
She's
cool.
very talented.
So hold up right there. You see where it says Clubcast holder? That's the other spaces. That's the other audio spaces to the right there.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, right there. So that enables me to be a space host on Clubcast. So there's Farhouse and Clubcast, and I'm sure there's like maybe one or two others, but that's the other space.
Well, there's always got to be competition. That's how innovation is
Oh yeah,
driven.
sure.
Little friendly
So
competition.
yeah, this is all the stuff that I've collected just through free mints, through the timeline on Farhouse, just by clicking free mint.
Oh, I love this one. Gratitude.
Yeah, isn't that
Oh,
cute?
so cute.
I don't think you can't. So here's the thing. Southern Fried has had a lot of her free mints mint out, and now if you want to get one of them, I've got almost every single one. I've got all of them except for 2, and if I want to get those 2, I have to pay like 40, $50 just to get that one.
Hey,
Hey.
that's value. That's value.
Yep, he's in here.
Make sure you didn't escape out
They're
the
all in
window.
here. Yep.
We have you. Oh my God, these are so cool.
If you scroll down a little farther, you'll see Eternal Garden, Poison Blues, and Pathway Garden. Yep, those are from GH.
Let's see. Oh, I have Sunrise, Eternal Garden.
Right there. Yeah, that's SRJH's work.
Oh.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to Josh. I know he was in here a little earlier. He's probably watching on Twitch or something, so he'll get it. I've been kind of excited, having Josh on a platform like Warpcast. I kind of feel like he could he could build a network of like tattoo artists from all around the world through Warpcast. It's kind of like a space for that is like perfect for him to be able to post like anytime he does like an amazing piece on someone. That could be a good place to show it off.
Yeah, there's already a channel called Tattoo. There's 68 people in that one. There's Tattoo NFTs. There's 108 there. There's one just called Tattoos. That one looks like it was started before it was decentralized, before the channel system was decentralized, because about 4 or 5 months ago when they were just rolling out channels, DWR would put up an AMA cast and be like, what sort of channels do you want to see? And I was like, well, there's a nature, but there's not one for space. Or there's nature and space, but there's not one for science. So after making those suggestions, then they would create those. So like just the general tattoos one, I think that one's just created by, the people at Warpcast. But then there's other ones that have been more personalized that don't just have numbers or letters there.
Yeah.
And those are ones that were created in the decentralized rollout of the channel service.
I see. But yeah, I definitely encourage Josh to get in there and start showing the world what he can do, because he's very talented, and
Oh yeah.
and even more than talented, which is like what I see like where a lot of appreciation goes. He's a genuine human being. He's just some dude, trying to hang out with his friends and make cool shit. Let's see. My final question with Warpcast. What's the biggest tip you can give any of your friends in terms of growing on the platform?
So the research that I've done, if you're solely interested in growing, it's interactions with people that have power badges, and with people that have high Farcaster ranking, or basically a low number in the ranking for the open rank, right? The decentralized open rank system. The more you interact with those people and get them to respond to you, or better yet, to recast, or even better yet, to quote cast, so like take one of your posts to quote it and then to recast it in a quote. Just like in Twitter, if you want to get more interactivity with it, then you do a quote retweet instead of just a retweet.
Yeah.
So if somebody from that higher upper echelon of power badge holders interacts with you that way, that will increase your visibility. So that will increase the amount of interaction that you get. So casting, recasting, quote casting, recasting, that sort of thing, which drives up your allowance if you've got that minimum 10,000 degen.
Yeah.
However, I'm in it for a completely different reason. So I go about it by trying to find just talented artists. Setting up the WAC channel was, I think, probably one of the biggest blessings, because I really wasn't getting anywhere in Farcaster. It's like, well, nobody that I tell Farcaster about is coming over, and I'm having a hard time making friends. I did make some friends, like Keckers is somebody who I interact with regularly, and Dan is somebody who I interacted with very early on, because I was like back in January of 2023 when it like first opened up. But the other people that I've met along the way, I just have genuine interaction with them. And eventually, like Jackie just got her power badge. Like she got it when she was on your show, right?
Yep.
That was amazing.
Shout out Jackie.
So, shout out to Jackie. So Jackie's had her power badge for a week. And then there's somebody else on WAC. She's Alma, but AMA is her like her like tag or whatever her that's what her little logo is. It says AMA.
Okay.
Anyway, Alma got hers like I think she was the first person besides me in WAC to have a power badge. And it's just a matter of time before the other members of WAC get their power badge. Yeah. And that's really what I value is to be around the people that I enjoy being around. Like Squishna makes these really just bizarre, freaky, funky looking images. I can't even describe it. It's a whole other thing. But it's like I never would have sought Squishna out. But the fact that he came in over to WAC, and I've seen the stuff that he's posted, and I've interacted with him on a private chat channel, that's what's really valuable to me.
Yeah.
I'm on Farcaster. I'm in Decentraland to make art and to make friends. And that's what I've been successful at. And since that's my metric for success, it's like, okay, then I'm doing it right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's why I gave you two answers. Because there's the HODL CEO version where you get lucky and you get $1 million worth of degen dropped to you on Valentine's Day because you're in the right place at the right time. And then there's everybody else who hears about it after, and we're like chasing the rocket as it's taken off for the moon, right? So
yep, exactly. And yeah, those were very good tips. I think I can add to that one, and yeah, which would be like in terms of interacting with the high I almost said high valued power badges, high ranking power badges.
Yeah.
Try to join their channels as well. Like if you see someone with a high rank, try to join their channels. And a lot of the times, if you like post on their channels, they will interact with you within there, like any post that you may put in, or even reply to you to like something that they have posted.
Yep.
Alrighty, and I guess those are all my Warpcast questions. I'm gonna need you to come back for a episode. Well, how many are we? You've been on Beyond the NFT maybe 3 times, third time?
Yeah, I was on one time with Peanut Butter and I think CK. There were like 3 of us, and it was post Miami, so we kind of relayed that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on another time.
Yep.
After that, that was about a year ago, and then today is my 3rd time.
So
we didn't even talk hardly about Decentraland. But I'm planning on releasing some new dance emotes in the next month or so. So
Ooh.
look for that.
So let me plant an idea in your mind, which was an idea that was planted by, I think, Masca on Decentraland. You know, the CBD, we're trying to plan for the CBD
Chatty
2-year.
chat?
Yep, the chatty chat. I don't know if it was Masca or someone else, but they had mentioned
Probably Masca. She's
a
always using the chatty chat. Sorry,
yep,
go ahead.
they mentioned a chatty chat 2.0, like
Okay.
with emotes 2.0, that possibly could be like another version of a chatty chat, maybe like you on a cell phone, or like you on a cell phone and there's like bubbles popping out of it or something like that with sound effects.
Okay. All right.
You
It
know.
already sounds like, oh, it's gonna take me a month. Yeah, no, I definitely had in mind um a what do you call it? Another chatty chat for the 2-year anniversary so that Masca has somebody to talk to and they aren't doing the same thing, you know, in the
Yeah.
in the chatty chat. So
Yeah.
that'll be easier to do
Yeah.
for me anyway, because I still haven't done a 2.0. I've got the push broom, the clean sweep emote that
Yep.
I still have yet to put a broom into. That's also planned for the summer. You know, stay tuned. But yeah, no, thank you. So thank you for that, Masca. Thank you, Sinful. And anybody has any other suggestions, definitely send them my way. I'm
Yeah.
always looking for suggestions.
It's always fun to listen to the ideas. Sometimes, like, you know, the idea may not be possible for the person, but it also might spark some sort of idea, like, you know, extra idea that, you know, the creator could implement. So
Yeah.
okay, Chatty Chat 2.0, and I guess just we'll have you back for an episode 4 in maybe 6 months or closer.
Okay.
You
I
know
look forward to it.
you know I'm always happy to hang out with you, AwedJob, and this is basically what this is for me. I'm hanging out with my friends. Any final thoughts before closing out? Anything you would like to leave everyone with?
Not really. I mean, you know, good luck, have fun. I pretty much said it. It's like, yeah, like what's your why? Why are you here? And for me, it's to make art and to make friends. So if you've got something like that as your goal, then I don't think you're ever going to be disappointed. Because I've made some real friends here, and I really appreciate all those friendships that I've made. So yeah, what is it like? It's a Wonderful Life. Person who has friends is truly the richest man in the world. Something like that. But yeah,
Eh,
we'll end on that.
Yep, and I agree that with our friends and our community, that is exactly how I feel every single day that I'm with all of you. Like, I feel like the richest man. And thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Job,
Yeah.
for being here. You know, I have lots of love for you. Can't
Absolutely.
wait
Same.
to one day, you know, be able to redo our Miami experience, hang out, and have some time together.
For real. Yeah, I look forward to
And to everyone listening on Decentraland, thank you all for your time. A lot of you have been holding strong for these last 2 hours and probably 30 minutes now, so really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here tonight, and, you know, listening to AwedJob and I ramble about Warpcast and all the different opportunities and apps that are within the protocol. Make sure to join us on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on Farhouse for our first community building Decentraland Twitter. I almost Twitter's Farhouse space.
Yeah.
Farhouse space. And if you need access, please message AwedJob for his referral code, or message myself for a referral code. We can both help you, as well as once again AwedJob's offer to sponsor 10 people into the Warpcast protocol, into the Farcaster protocol is open. Go ahead.
Yeah, not just Farcast, but not just Farhouse, but Farcaster. So yeah, I can get you
a far. Oh my God. Ugh.
Me too.
It's late. We need to stop. Yeah, yeah. A Warpcaster account, and I just want to be really clear. I don't want to horn in on yours and Canessa's thing because I know the CBD space is something that you guys created together. So if we need to call it something different, we totally can, because I know I haven't talked to Canessa about it. It's definitely going to be us talking about Decentraland. So yeah, I just wanted to make that clear. It's like, I'm definitely somebody who's a part of CBD, but again, I know that that's yours and Canessa's thing, so I didn't want to presume that yeah, whatever. I just want to be fair, and I just want to give appropriate recognition to you and to Canessa for creating that. So yeah. Anyway.
Thank you, AwedJob, and yeah, I mean, once Canessa makes it on Warpcast, I've been egging her on like every week. I'll be like, Warpcast, you know. So once she makes it there, we will have her, you know, up on stage with us.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
And so, yeah, thank you, AwedJob. And to everyone, please stand by while I raid any streamers on Twitch. And perhaps I'll throw on some Hell's Kitchen and watch Gordon Ramsay verbally abuse some line cooks for a shot at owning a restaurant. Much love, AwedJob.
All right, man. Thank you very much, Sinful. Thank you, everybody. I love you. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.